Royal Rumble just took a lot of stories in new exciting directions. So we'll see what's going on with Cody Rhodes, Bray Wyatt, and much more. Let's start things off with the Men's Royal Rumble match. The Men's Royal Rumble had a few minor surprises, but didn't really contain some of the major surprises that fans were expecting. But the 2023 Royal Rumble match did have some outstanding individual performances, such as Gunther, who entered at number 1 and ended up being the runner-up. So to go from entrant number 1 to the final 2 is a strong look for Gunther, and definitely shows that his time is coming up soon. He's currently on a great run as Intercontinental Champion, but if this Royal Rumble performance has told us anything about him, it's the fact that it's only a matter of time before Gunther breaks into the world title scene. Maybe Gunther could already be booked as an early favorite for next year's Royal Rumble match. Speaking of Gunther, there was also an explosive face-off moment between him and Brock Lesnar. Gunther versus Brock Lesnar has been all over the reports in recent months as a match that WWE was heavily considering for 2023. So if this face-off moment here during the Royal Rumble was a test to see how the crowd reacted, the crowd reaction definitely passed the test. Gunther and Brock Lesnar's face-off was one of the loudest reactions of the night. It most definitely seems like the fans would love that matchup. But Gunther isn't Brock Lesnar's focus, at least for the time being. Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar continued their storyline during the Royal Rumble match itself. Bobby Lashley eliminated Brock Lesnar pretty fast from the Royal Rumble match, which Brock was extremely heated about. So it looks like we're definitely getting that third match between Lesnar and Lashley. The only real question left to wonder about is if this match will happen at Elimination Chamber or WrestleMania. A feud of this size definitely seems like it deserves to end at WrestleMania, so they may decide to extend it until then. But getting back to the Royal Rumble match itself, it ended up being won by Cody Rhodes. Fans are still curious on why WWE spoiled Cody Rhodes' entire Royal Rumble return weeks in advance. Fans gave a pass to WWE for spoiling Cody Rhodes' return because everyone figured that there was a bigger debut or return in the Rumble that was the actual surprise. But that wasn't really the case. So looking back at it, it does seem a bit strange to announce his Royal Rumble return beforehand. Even if it was predictable, it definitely would have been a bit more fun to have that mystery intact and not truly knowing if Cody was actually returning during the Rumble or not. But they announced him beforehand and gave him number 30. So there was no mystery behind the number 30 entrant either, since everyone knew it was Cody. So those were just some of the small pet peeve issues. But Cody ends up going one-on-one with Gunther for a nice amount of time until he's finally able to eliminate Gunther and win the entire Royal Rumble match. Now things are different this time around. Over the last few years, the Royal Rumble winners always had a few weeks to make a decision between the two world champions and decide who they will face at WrestleMania. But since Roman Reigns has both world titles, there's no real decision and mystery there for who Cody Rhodes will pick. Cody Rhodes will most definitely be facing Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. But like we've been seeing with the Usos, WWE is now treating undisputed titles as two separate pairs of titles. So it'll be interesting to see if that's the twist here, that Cody Rhodes can only select one title to go after at WrestleMania. So if that's the case, that sort of brings the decision factor back into play. Cody's locked in on facing Roman Reigns, but maybe he does have the choice between the WWE title or the Universal title. And if that's how it plays out, then maybe Cody Rhodes goes with the WWE title. That's the more historic title. That's the same title that his father got close to winning, but never actually did. So it makes more sense for Cody Rhodes to challenge Roman Reigns for that same historic title that his father was chasing decades ago. So if that's how this decision plays out, then maybe we'll get Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes strictly for the WWE title, and maybe that's how WWE splits up these world titles. If they do decide to go down that route with Roman and Cody, it does make you wonder if Roman will still be working double duty and defending the Universal title against a SmackDown superstar on the other night of WrestleMania. Roman Reigns working double duty at WrestleMania 39 has been a long-time popular fan idea, but reports claim that there's not a lot of truth behind that theory right now. So that's the only two options here. Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes will either be for both titles or maybe just the WWE title. So it's highly possible that Roman could drop the WWE title here in the coming months. But it's the Universal title that he may hold on to for just a bit longer. By the time WrestleMania 39 rolls around, Roman will be just nearing 1,000 days as champion. So maybe WWE wants to get him to that historic milestone before having him drop the title. 1,000 days as champion is extremely rare to see in WWE. It may be a long while before we see that again, or we may never see it again. So that will be a milestone that they're trying to get Roman to. But whether it's for one title or both, Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes appears now to be on the book for WrestleMania 39. WWE will have the better part of 2 months to build that story up between Roman and Cody, so it should be another great ride to see that feud unfold. Let's get into one of the other big moments of the night, and that was the long-awaited transition payoff for Bray Wyatt. For months, we've been seeing Bray Wyatt fight his evil urges and try to be a better changed man. But it was LA Knight who kept pushing him and pushing him until he finally broke down again and entered his old ways, but in a new, twisted way. Everyone wanted to know what Bray Wyatt was going to come out as at the Royal Rumble. Was it the Fiend? Was it the Uncle Howdy mask? Was it a new monster? Well, Bray Wyatt came out with what appeared to be a regular new look, just a bit of some makeup and body paint. But like the tagline of this match has been saying all along, when the lights go out, you don't know what's going to appear. So the second the lights went out, we finally saw Bray's actual new look. Bray's makeup and body paint glowed in the dark and lit up in many different colors. He had a full upper face mask in this glowing makeup, and his arms were also covered in several glowing colors and designs. Bray took care of LA Knight pretty fast in the match, but then the action really picked up. Bray Wyatt put on a new mask following the conclusion of the match. Bray then took LA Knight over to an area inside the crowd that had some tables set up. Bray set LA Knight up on those tables, and Uncle Howdy appeared from high above and dropped a massive elbow on LA Knight that ended with flames going off. Bray Wyatt posed right there over LA Knight and Howdy. And even Bray's real-life Firefly Funhouse puppets appeared high above on the surface that Howdy jumped off from. So this was the first time that Bray's real-life puppets have been seen since Extreme Rules, the first night of Bray's return. Everyone thought that the puppets would play large roles in Bray's story, but they fully disappeared from October until January's Royal Rumble event. But now that Bray Wyatt has fully embraced his evil ways again, maybe the puppets will hang around this time around, and we'll maybe see what's actually going on with them. The big fan theory was that some real-life WWE superstars would take over the Funhouse puppets, such as Alexa Bliss. Everyone assumed from the start that she was going to fill the role of Abby the Witch. So now that the puppets have resurfaced, maybe that theory can come back into play. And since we've now been introduced to Bray's new monster, this story is about to pick up even more. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.